Hello, everyone. If you're just joining now and waiting to join, come on in. Welcome to Magnetic Mindset Monday, where I share the key principles of becoming a powerful, powerful creator. Welcome, everyone. How was your week of creating? Beautiful. Well, I'm Leanne Christine. Yeah, I'm here with you every Monday for this day. I help coaches become the sought after profitable coach that they've dreamed of becoming. And it's very, very exciting. Yes, it is. Hello, everyone. So just so that you know, when you click on the chat box to share a message, it might say host and panelist at the beginning. If it says that, click it to everyone, because I will be the only one that sees your message if you don't change that. And I would love for everyone to see you. Hello, everyone. How are you? How was your week of creating? Open the chat box so I can see you. Hello, welcome to this session. It's an exciting session. It's kind of the key to everything. I don't know if you might agree after hearing what I'm going to be sharing today. Welcome to everyone who's joining. And yeah, so last week, once you guys are getting settled in, last week we talked about how to redirect focus as fuel for creating results. If you haven't watched that, watch it. It's a keystone. It's a keystone. It's where the focus goes. We talked about structure, the structure of your life. How are you building your life? What does it look like? What are the parts? The parts are your current reality. So where are you right now? The other part is your desired reality. What's your true choice? And several of the sessions we had prior to this, we talked about our true choices. We actually created them together. So you have your true choices, okay? You have your desired reality. That's your true choice. And then you have your identity. That's another part of your structure. What is your identity right now? What does it think and feel about itself? How does it know itself? And a lot of times we know ourselves as something really pure and beautiful, complete source. Or we know ourselves to what we have learned and misunderstood about ourselves, that we're maybe not enough or not perfect, don't belong, things like that, right? Those are totally natural parts of living. And then the other part of your life building structure is actions. What actions are you taking? What are you doing? Behavior is the highest form of communication. So when you look at your behavior and take a look at it, it becomes really clear, kind of what's going on. What's your current reality on based on your actions? What's your what are the actions that you're taking based on the identity that you have? So they all are intermingled and working together. They rely on each other to create an outcome, to create a reality. And so last week we talked about the different types of structures, like the stuck structure, an oscillating structure, and a flow structure. And stuck and oscillating are some of the most common. I would say flow structure is maybe 5% of what people are living in. And I know it seems really low, but a lot of people on this planet, 5%, not so bad. We're in a place right now where we're shifting. The world is shifting. Nature is shifting. Energy is shifting. People are shifting. Our orientation to creativity and love is shifting. So we are changing that, right? And we're changing that just by being here. So that's beautiful. So it's okay if you're in stuck or oscillating. You can be in flow sometimes, but you can also be in the stuck or oscillating. Those are the most common. And so the stuck is there's no energy moving whatsoever. So there's no choice being made, no actions being taken towards something that you would really love to create, right? And oscillating is you get some progress towards it, and then you sort of end up back at starting block or point A. So there's point A and B means desired result. So you can find yourself back at point A. So there's this oscillation of I made some progress. I got there. Now I'm back where I started again. And that's because the identity will not allow you to be there. It's just a natural part of who we are, and the experiences that we've collected and archived in our systems, in our fields, and they're working collectively to say yes or no to certain experiences. And sometimes when an experience is something that we want, we've chosen it and we go for it, there's a part of us, because there's many parts of us, there's a part of us that says, oh no, I'm not worthy of that. I can't have that. And so these are unconscious most of the time. Most of the time. We'll have consciousness about it. Most of the time it's unconscious. So that's an example of oscillating. There's some action being taken, and then there's no action being taken. Then there's action, then there's no action. So it's got this oscillatory kind of feeling. But the key thing about oscillation is there's never an arrival at that desired result. It's like a partial connection to it. So that's, yeah. And then flow, of course, being in flow is just not all roses and happy all the time and easy. It just means that you're consistently taking action, and you despite the circumstances. So that's flow. So you're consistently focused on your end result and taking actions towards it, regardless of the circumstances and the outcomes of all those actions. And that's it. That's flow. One of my favorite sessions that we talked about several weeks ago was about flow and the misunderstanding that flow it's easy. It's all about ease, all about no obstacles, all about no color, no challenge, no emotion. No, not true. Not true. So a weight off my shoulders when I realized that was that truth. And I felt so much better. I thought, okay, cool. I can be a powerful creator and still experience challenge. I can be a powerful creator and still experience sadness or sorrow or confusion. So this whole process of being a powerful creator is about being a powerful creator no matter the circumstance. And that's it. So that's the key, right? That's the key. How are you guys loving this recap? I'm just so glad you're here, everyone. Welcome. I'm just going to say welcome again. I just want to say hi. If you feel like saying hi, go ahead and chat in the chat box, because if you want to ask me a question, or if something I'm saying doesn't fly with you and you just want some clarity, please do type in the chat box, because I would love to hear from you, and it won't be an interruption. It's just wonderful. I just love hearing from you. So the key is when you're in flow, or when you're focusing, right? Because, how to redirect focus as fuel for creating results is about where do we spend our time predominantly? Okay, it doesn't have to be overnight. I never think about how terrible I am, or I never have judgments about myself. I never compare myself to, that's not how it is. It's where you spend most of your time. So if you have a fulcrum, let's just say 20% of your time, okay, versus 80. I mean, this is ideal. But that's just a number, right? It could be 10. It could be 1090. It could be 35. And I'm not going to do the math. Don't ask me to do the math, because no. I'm a more of a drawing pictures kind of gal. So, but this is where you want to be. I mean, you can still have judgment and be, you can still have that, but this fulcrum shows you where you want to spend most of your time. You want to spend most of your time, and sometimes the shift alone is just noticing. I'm spending a lot of time here, and I'm going to shift to here, because this, remember, this is the crown. This is your vision, and we're going to talk about vision. I like to show it as the crown. It's the crown jewels. You know, it's something we would just love to create. We haven't created it yet. It's a true and loving expression of who we are and our essence and what we're excited to create. It's just a choice. And sometimes if you don't know what you want to create yet, just make it up. Just make it up. Just, it could be anything. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to get cornered into the idea of this is my purpose, so therefore this is the choice I have to make that will make that purpose become reality. No, your purpose is to choose something and then to create it and then to experience yourself as a creator creating that thing. It's really simple, isn't it? You don't have to get cornered into anything. You can just make something up, something fun, something that you want to create. But the point is, how do you create this as fuel to getting results and getting where you want? Is spend most of your time here in the predominant feeling of your choice. That's it. That's it. It's really that simple. And that's it. Really that simple. So yeah, and so the consistency is how you're thinking about it, how you're feeling about it. And then from that energy, from that mojo of amazing, of exciting, of just for the love of it, comes, what do I want to do next? So you want to choose from this energy. You want to choose here. Choose actions from here. If you choose from here, look at this face. Look at this face. Can you imagine choosing from here? It happens, and it happens a lot. It happens more than you can possibly imagine. I would say 90% of the population is choosing from here. They're choosing because they feel like they're not enough. They want to feel enough, so they take an action based on that feeling of I'm not enough. And that's just normal. That's natural. It might not be normal, 100, 200 years from now or whatever, but it is now. And that's okay. So what happens when you choose from here is you're in problem solving. So you want to choose actions from this energy here, from the love, from the vision. The vision is very, very powerful, and that's what we're going to get into next. Because that's today's topic. How do you get to your dream life faster? Okay. And faster, not meaning overnight. I mean, don't spend, 2 years in oscillation or in stuck, or don't spend 10 years. That's what it can be like. And that's what we can all speak to until we receive this information and we realize, okay, this is the creative energy that I want to be living in. This is the life I want to be living in and playing in, and I want to dance in, and I want to create magic. And so this is where I'm going to focus. I'm just choosing it. I'm going to choose it. And this is where I want to focus. So dream life faster just means, okay, just let's acknowledge the oscillation or the stuckness that's present in the current reality, and let's shift it, without any judgment. No judgment. Because it's all love anyways. What we're creating is love. What we're creating out of is love. What we want for ourselves to experience is out of love. The whole creative essence of creation is love. That's the base. That's the foundation. So that's everything. That's everything. So your vision, of what you want your life to be like, that's your true choice. And we did that in past sessions. We chose some true choices. So you'll have some on your mind today that you'll get to choose. And at the end, we're going to do the wisdom meditation and get into that beautiful, true seed essence, you know, the core of the heart of just for the love of it, and choose a next step or next action to take from that energy. Okay. And that's the key. So that's what we're going to do at the end of this. But this, I think, is going to really help orient you to, well, how do I get to that? What is sort of the key thing or the key aspect of getting into my dream life faster? And it's all about orienting to this inner eye of vision and really focusing on that. And that's your focus, and not trying to figure out how to do it, the process of how, but just focus on the what. And then that becomes your crown, right? Your North Star, I talked about it. And sometimes I talk about it as the lighthouse. Okay. And I'm going to draw some pictures. It's just really a lot easier to really see with pictures. Okay. So this is how you get to the dream life faster. It's all about orienting to this inner eye of vision. Okay. So if we're trying, okay. Cool, Tony, and you raised your hand. What would you like to, hold on a second. Do you have a question? You can chat, you can put it in the chat box. Yeah, just type that in the chat box if you would. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think it's in Q&A. Mary, what universe blocks? Oh, when universe blocks you. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Why? Let's see. Okay, perfect. Yes. Right. Well, okay. I don't know if that's a question, but just more of a comment to what I was saying. But yeah, so what we're doing is we're opening ourselves up to we're opening ourselves up to the vision, right, of what we're creating. So here it is. So here's the vision. And for a coach, it might be profitable coaching business, or a profitable, exciting, like an exciting, profitable coaching business. It can be whatever. But that's just an example, right? So that's the vision, or the end result. I call it an end result, or your desired reality, let's just say. Okay, it's what your eye is on. It's your focus. So that's what we're doing. We're choosing. The way to get to your dream life is you have to have a vision. You cannot have somewhat of a vision, or little ideas. I mean, you need something that is your vision. What do I want to create that I haven't created yet, that I'm so excited that would just be incredible? It just gets everything in your body just pumping and just energetically electric. Okay, that's what you want. You want to have that vision. You want to choose something. Choose something for the sake of choosing, okay, that you haven't created yet. Okay, so that becomes your focus. So that becomes your focus. And I always like to draw the eyes. Yes, the focus is on this. You have X-ray vision. Okay, so your focus is going to be on this end result, and your thoughts, your feelings, all of that juicy stuff is going to be informed from this. And we do that at the end of every session. We do the wisdom meditation. So that's what we're doing. We're getting into that juicy, true choice, and we're experiencing it physically in the body. We're acknowledging the feeling that the body has when it gets into that juicy vision of what we want to create, and we feel it and we see it. So that's part of the thinking. So we're thinking it, we're seeing it. So the mind is engaging with the feeling with the vision. It's all one package. So we're in this totality of the vision. Okay, and then we focus on what, not how. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And this is how you get to your dream life faster, is do not focus obviously on a problem. That was last week. But you want to focus on the what and not the how, not the process. Okay, so I would say most everything that we've been taught in the world is how to do something. There's this big question, well, how? So this is your vision. I want to have an exciting, profitable coaching business. So how do I do that? That's the first thing that people normally ask themselves, or that coaches ask themselves. How do I become this? And so they get deeply involved in a process. Does that make sense? They get deeply involved in a process. Yes. So, so the how. So a really good example of that is process focused, okay, is, let's say you want a profitable coaching business. The first thing they're thinking is, well, I need a skill that I can offer. Okay, I want to be a coach. I need a skill that I can offer. Okay, if I get more skills, then I get more value. Then I become valuable. Then I become valuable. Then I get more money. Just being profitable. So you see how those are the steps to being a profitable coaching business or coach, profitable coach. So it's more about the process instead of being in the end result. Here's another example, okay? They might think, well, I want a profitable coaching business, so I need to reach more people. Okay, so they start thinking of ways to reach more people. So they create a website, they create multiple programs, multiple prices. And then they think, okay, if I do all this, I'll get more money. That's how my profitable business will come. But in actuality, what they're getting is too many options. Okay, too many options, wobbly pricing. Most of the time it's lower than it should be. No clarity on when and who to offer it to. Okay, and the prior example is they have a lot of different skills. They have no clarity on what skill to focus on and how to deliver it. So you see how the process, getting tangled up in a process of how, can really muddle the waters and have the vision be less clear and not directive to what we want to create or the actions that we want to take. So it becomes about a process. This is a really good one that I see all the time, that some of the coaches that I've coached have mentioned. They want to be a sought after coach. So they think, well, how do I do that? Okay, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to publish a book. Okay, that's one of the things that coaches will do because they're looking to be sought after. Okay, so you can feel in these examples how getting deeply entrenched in a process can result in losing the vision of what you're trying to create. And therefore, the actions that you're taking are engrossed in this process instead of being what I would say organically created from being in this energy. Because process should always serve the end result as a means to an end, basically, but not to become everything that you're immersed in. The process, okay? So that should make sense. Let me know if that makes sense, because this is such a big aspect. Your emotional. Okay, I'm just looking at your at your question, how do you clear emotion when unconscious is ruling? Okay, cool. So, so yeah. So most times, I mean, I'll just answer to the best that I can for this. So most times when an emotion is ruling, I sometimes call that a takeover because it's ruling. And so let me just go to your Q&A. Okay, perfect. How do you clear emotion when unconscious is ruling? Right. So I would say for what I've been doing with my clients and what I practice myself constantly is when there's an emotional takeover, there's some part of me, there's some part of us that is not feeling safe. I mean, in general, that's what the bottom line is. Not comfortable with whatever experience that it may be anticipating or has already experienced. And so one of the ways that is the most powerful way that I work with those emotions is to be present with it. So first and foremost, acknowledging that the emotion is there and greeting it. You know, that's one of the most simple and most powerful ways that I've worked with it. That's step one. So I just kind of let it be there without trying to push it away or whatever. And then, okay, so the unconscious is ruling. So I would say one of the most other powerful ways. So after the acknowledgement, because we never want to ignore anything that's going on, we always want to acknowledge it. The other part of it is being a creator. And so I read a lot of Robert Fritz. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he is incredible author and practitioner of being, speaking to the principles of being a powerful creator. And he's a big mentor for me and a big author on that subject. And one of the things that he's, well, I'll get to him later, but one of the things that we must always do is actually stay in action. If we're not staying in it, we're stuck, right? So one of the things that is so critical is when we're in creative, we allow ourselves to experience this discomfort and the emotional takeover, but we also after that acknowledgement, we step into creation again. And it's a focus. And so that's how the unconscious learns. And so it takes time, right? It's not going to be necessarily overnight all the time. It takes time to train the unconscious that the steps that you're taking and the discomfort that you feel and the fear that might be present is part of the creative process, and that if this step is taken, survival is guaranteed. So what the unconscious is sort of running on is old programs and instructions that were created maybe in past lifetimes, passed down generationally through the family, and learned through when we were a child from 0 to 6. Those are the perception and beliefs were creative. And so our unconscious is using those outdated informations and keys to inform the decisions and the actions of the present day. And so they're just out of date. And a lot of what I do with my clients is we do recodes. We do superconscious recodes. And that specifically goes into the field and changes that memory, not the wisdom that comes from it, but the emotional connection to it that is related to that fear, pain, hurt. And so those instructions are changed, and then the resistance to doing something, the fear, the whatever of the unknown, becomes more manageable and step-inable. We can step into it. So clearing the emotions, I would say we just acknowledge them and then continue to be a creator, right? What Robert Fritz said was, no matter where we find ourselves, a powerful creator will create during sorrow and will create during joy. So there's no creation that ends because of sorrow, or it just ends because we're in joy and that's it. We've accomplished it. It's a continuous, expansive experience of ourselves in the creative orientation. I mean, we put words like this that seem so rudimentary, really, to really what this is all about, which is literally creating magic in a world of ever expanding love, ever expanding opportunity, and infinite creativity. Really, that's it. And so, yeah, so I think, when you ask how do you clear emotions when unconscious is ruling, it's kind of, we acknowledge the emotion and then we teach the unconscious that what we're doing is actually safe. And we teach it by focusing on this vision. Okay, I'm just going to move this chat box. So we teach the unconscious by focusing on this vision. And the more you focus and you be in the thoughts, the feelings, and the vision of this, and then you're taking the actions based on this vision, that's when the unconscious starts to say, okay, this is safe. Okay, I can do this. I'm allowed to have this. I'm worthy of this. Okay, I'm an incredible, creative, expressive human being. I know myself as this, so I will express this way. So there's no barrier to that expression. So I think it takes time. It's definitely not overnight, but this is what I'm teaching. This is the exact principles of what I'm teaching, because you're gonna experience different emotions. There's layers and layers and layers of our emotions and our resistance to the choices that we're choosing. So we just connect to each one of those layers each time we take action, because we will be introduced to a new emotion that we have never met before, at least not consciously, right? And so I think it's a process, and just continuing to focus. And so, this is how it is. You make a true choice, you let it become your focus and inform your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and you focus on that and not the process to get there, because that will get us all jumbled up and not really focused. And then also, I'm just reviewing my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything, because there's some really good stuff here. Yeah, process is formed organically, and it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, because everyone just says, well, this is how you do it. Do it this way, follow this process, and you will receive this. It doesn't work for a lot of people, and it mostly doesn't, unless there's this vision that you have, and the vision informs your next action. And then a process is created organically from the focus on that, not before you have a vision. It happens after the vision is focused on. So it's just a rearrangement of what you're focused on. Yeah. And that way the result can happen and now becomes unlimited. Okay. And that's where spontaneity is born. So those are the key parts. And yeah, so you want to choose your choice, not be in the how, be in the what. You want to be in the vision. Okay. So you're having a day. We all know what those are like, right? They have us feeling really stuck. You're having a day. Okay, the not so good days might be the emotional takeovers. Okay, so not the best day. Not the best day. Ah. So you have this googly face, okay? So it's not the best day, right? But you acknowledge that. Okay. The current reality in this moment is I'm not having the best day or the best moment. I'm not having the best hour. It's not even about the best. It's just, this is how I'm feeling in this moment. I don't feel worthy, or I don't feel enough to continue with creating this, right?
So all you do, the current reality is you just acknowledge it. Okay, great. This is how I'm feeling. Okay? And the first thing you don't want to do is try to fix it. I'm going to put a big circle and then a line through it. No fixing, because that's our instinct. Our instinct is to fix this. I need to fix this. I need to stop this from happening. It could be affirmations. It could be turning your mind off completely. It could be quitting this. That's normally what happens. Okay, and that's why we find ourselves in oscillation, is because we don't feel the best. We don't feel good. We feel like we need to fix it. And then we get hyper focused on fixing it. And then we lose our vision on this. So what we want to do is we have those emotions governed by the unconscious mind. And instead of fixing it, we just say, okay, nothing needs fixing here. No fixing. And then you're left with this nice space of, well, what do I do? What is the answer? Okay, you're left in this nice spaciousness. Okay, you don't have to fix anything. You don't have to get into a process to fix anything. Okay? Because that's what happens. You want to fix something and then you get into a process. How do I fix this? And then you get all wound up in that. So what you want to do then, this is where the nice spacious part comes in. You take a seat. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe sit. Maybe close your eyes. And focus on your end result, your true choice. Over here. So there it is. I'm just going to do it so you can see. You sit. So here you are. You're like, well, what do I do if I'm not going to fix anything? I'm not going to fix anything. So I'm going to sit. I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm going to envision my choice. And you get to choose. If you have 3 different choices that you're creating in your life right now, choose one. Choose which one feels exciting to you. Okay, choose one. Envision my choice. Feel it. See it. This is all in your mind's eye. But it's your vision. It's a magical place. It's infinite. It's infinite. It knows everything. The energy is infinite. It's magical. It's your vision. It's a tether. It will tether you, it will pull you to it. It wants to resolve that. It's natural tension of the energy of the universe. Okay, it's your tether to the extraordinary. Because you are extraordinary. You are extraordinary, created from the extraordinary, creating extraordinary. Sometimes we just forget. Okay, then we choose a next step. You're choosing it from the beauty, the seeing it, the feeling it, from the vision. It has a power. It has an infinite reach to the infinite. It's powerful and has an infinite reach and is full of love. It's full of imagination. It's full of creativity. It's full of unlimited. So of course you're going to choose a next step from there. Give it some space. You don't have to make an emotion go away quickly. It's just acknowledging it where you find it in the moment, tending to it. It may need a bit more tending, but you will experience this. You have to try this to know what works for you. You experience it, and then take a moment. Sit and close your eyes. Take a moment. Take a pause. Okay, see your vision. Envision my choice. See your vision. See it, feel it. And then choose a next step based on that. So I know you can see, I can feel it, that you can see how when we're in a poopy feeling, I'm not enough, you want to fix it, you want it to go away. Or, it's a sense thing, like, can this go away? It's distracting, it's not helpful. It's not helpful, but really it is. It's just teaching you where to look. So then you don't want to do any fixing, but if you do try to fix it, then you get into a process of how to fix. That's problem solving. And so you're in this revolving door and cycle. It goes around and around, and you might have some good days, but ultimately it gets confusing. It gets repetitive. There's no new information in here. It's just a cycle of the same familiar feeling and the same familiar process of continually questioning how do I get out of this? How do I create this? So you don't want to choose from the known. You don't want to choose from here. It's known. There's no infinite in here. There's no infinite in here. And it's not to say that this is a part of the human element that we need to chop off. No, we're acknowledging this is what happens, but we view this with a lot of love and acknowledgement. That's all. But we don't choose our next steps from here. We don't choose how to get involved in a process from here. What we do is we let all that go once it's acknowledged, and we step into sitting, envisioning the choice, feeling it, seeing it, and choosing a next step based on this vision, the power of this vision. And that's how the unconscious will learn this is my way of engaging with reality. This is my way of engaging with vision, with the power of vision. This is how I take command as a sovereign in my life and create magic from that and share that magic with other people. So do you see how different that is than just trying to solve a problem? Make yourself something different, because you're already your vision. You are already that vision. You're just stepping into the focus of that. And that becomes the priority or the most of where you spend your time. And then over time, you'll see that gap will increase. You'll be spending a lot more of your time in the creative orientation, in that vision, than you will be in trying to fix a problem or being stuck in the emotion of emotional takeover. It takes time. It takes time. So that being said, let me know, my love, if that feels like there's some clarity to your question. Yeah, let me know, love. Yeah, and you can do it in the chat box. The chat box. It's called chat. It's right beside your participant. Yeah, and if you want, just let me know if that answers your question at least somewhat, because it's all very personal to you and some of your patterns, whatever your patterns are. So we're all very personal and all very different. But the one thing that'll never change between all of us is that if we focus on trying to solve a problem or fix something, we're going to find ourselves in a never-ending loop of trying to get to an end result that never arrives. Okay, so the focus is focus on your vision. Focus on your vision. So that's how do you get to your dream life faster? It's where you're focusing your attention, and you don't want to focus on the process of how to get there. You want to focus on the vision first. And then the vision, while you're choosing your next action, will inform what the process should be, because it may be something that's never been done before, because what you're creating has never been done before. You cannot take pre-existing conditions and the known always and apply it like a formula over and over and over, because you're a unique and special, incredible point of light and energy. And that energy deserves its own creative emanation and style. And so that's where it has to come from, because that's how beautiful and unique you are. It won't be predetermined. It's going to come from your vision. So that's where it's going to be fed from. So let's do this together. Let's be fed from our vision. So you can take a comfortable seat, and just wherever you find yourself is great. If you're standing, that's great too. We're just going to take a moment, and this is the wisdom meditation. And this is where we get into the feeling it and the seeing it. We're going to envision that choice. We're going to do that now. We're going to actually put this teaching to practice. So I like to take a few breaths. I like to close my eyes, because this is a visualization, and it really serves us when our eyes are closed and we don't have the distraction of the world around us right now. This is a visualization practice. And so we're going to be informed by our vision, by this true choice that we've chosen. So let's just relax, take a nice, beautiful seat, and just a nice few breaths out. A nice breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And you might hear my cat meowing. That's okay too. It's part of the environment. Say hello to Topher. You can probably hear my voice, and he wants to be close to me, so that's why that's happening. So let's take a nice relaxing and releasing breath again. And then exhale through the mouth. There it is, just letting everything go. And just let whatever's holding you hold you right now with so much love. The chair, the couch, the bed, the earth, the tree. Everything is infinitely holding you so that you can have this opportunity to be in the space of your vision. Because there is no rush. There is no rush. Just a desire to create what you haven't created yet, a desire that is just fed by this excitement. So it's not actually a rush, it's just you stepping into the energy and flow of what you're excited to create. It may look like that to someone else, but it's not. So here we are. So here we are. And so just to take one of your true choices that you've written down. What is it that you've committed to yourself that you really want to create? You've written it down, it's written out. Might be your coaching business, have a profitable business. It might be, I would like to become a world-class speaker. It might be, I just want incredible health and vitality. So whatever that is for you, bring it into your mind's eye and just bring it into focus.
And just allow yourself to see the details in your mind. Now, this is something you're creating. You can imagine it any way that you like. So where do you find yourself in this end result that hasn't been, it's been created. So where are you? Where are you experiencing this end result having been created, this true choice? Where do you find yourself? Are you traveling? Are you in a different part of the world? Are you in your beautiful home? In a room in the home? Know what's in this room. See the details. Maybe it's coaching, 100 different clients. See those clients' faces. See and hear what they're saying to you. Where are you when you're meeting your clients? What's the expression on your faces? And just to let your body smile if it wants to smile and radiate so much love and excitement for what you're envisioning. Maybe you're smiling and then feel in the body. Feel in the body. What are the different feelings that you're having as a result of envisioning this? What are you feeling? Sometimes I feel my heart expanding. I feel giddiness, excitement. I feel a pull. I feel the energy, the tension being created, being pulled towards this envision. And just see and feel simultaneously this vision. And who are you with? Where are you? How are you experiencing this? Feel your body in this position it's in, maybe sitting, standing, maybe hugging, and maybe in a circle of clients. See them. Where are they? What have you created? The spaces that you've created to meet your clients in. Really see it all. Such a juicy vision. Feels so good. And take a look at your current reality now. So we'll just step out of that vision and step into the current reality. And it's just an observation of what is right now in relationship to this vision. And just see it as just a current reality, and there's no judgment here. It's just creating the tension and really establishing the pull towards that vision. That's what we're doing right now. There's aspects of this current reality that will change eventually. If it were, what would that change be? What would be your next obvious step to take? That would have you experiencing more of this vision. Really see this bridge. And what would be the next obvious action that you can take to have that realized? It can be something small. They always are small. It's just the next step. And whatever you receive with information of that next step, write it down. You can write it down on your piece of paper or your calendar. And there it is. There's your next obvious action to take. And so by taking that step, so committing, this is really, really key. When you receive the next obvious step, the information of what that next action step is going to be, and you write it in your calendar and you actually follow through, that's the unconscious being taught that this is my life. This end result is my life. Or this vision or end result or true choice. I can have that because this is the action that I've taken from that seed energy, from that true choice. Here's the action. So you're bridging the different parts of yourself that says it may not be possible to the part of you that says it is possible because I am living it. This is the action I'm taking. I am living it. And so that builds the unconscious safety, belief that it's possible, that this is who you are. This is the action I take, right? And that's really all it is. So taking the action is a critical step. If there's no action being taken, there is no end result. We can all agree on that, right? Yeah. So that's it. So just follow through on that. Put that on the calendar and follow through, and then celebrate that you followed through that day. Look what I did. I followed through with this. And so consistently taking actions that were chosen and informed by this vision, you will absolutely get to your dream life faster. And you will experience all the magic that you've dreamed of. It's inevitable. It will happen. It's inevitable. 100%. It's not a trick. It's just consistent action taking because you've been focused on the vision and the choice that you've chosen to create because you love it. That's it. All right, it's no magic that happens overnight or one weekend. This is how. Acknowledging those poopy days, right? Where the judgment just sneaks in, which is totally, totally normal because there's lots of parts of us that has a lot of judgment. So we acknowledge it and we refocus on our vision. There we go. There it is. And that's it. So you can get to your dream life faster, and you can create magic and the miracle of ourselves, the miracle of the expression of ourselves. That's a miracle. The miracle that we're alive, but it's also a miracle that we take this liveness and we create beautiful things because we choose a beautiful thing, not because someone else thinks it's beautiful, right? We choose it because it's an expression of us. We think it's beautiful. And that's our only purpose, that's our only purpose, is to create what we choose to create and experience ourselves in that creation. And so, my loves, that is such a beautiful session. And please do let me know if you have any questions. Like participant can ask questions here in the live sessions and on the replays on the Facebook group Being in Creation. I invite you to join, and please do watch the replays. It kind of takes you, I've mostly been speaking to what I've been inspired to speak about, but in essence, it has followed sort of a foundational flow, choosing the choices, getting into the imagination and allowing yourself to be more infinite and expressive in choosing what you want to create. And then from there, the different principles of focus and being in the creative orientation, and then not focusing on a process. That was today, not focusing on a process, but instead on the vision that you have that you're creating, and let the vision inform the process, not the process informing the vision, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions, please do type it in the Facebook group. I would love to hear from you, or private message me. That's all right too. But I know that everyone will definitely you'll be in service to everyone if they see your question, and they get to be part of receiving the answer as well. So yeah, and post your choices, post what you've been creating, and post your experiences with these key principles, because this is creative magic. It's what we're here to do. It's what we're shifting the world from problem solving to creative orientation that's based out of love. That's really it. And it's where all the magic is held, all the infinite possibilities held, all the prosperity is held. It's where it's all held. So we just have to orient ourselves to that, and take some beautiful action steps. So I love having you. Thank you so much, my loves, for everyone who joined today. It was lovely to have you. Thank you for your questions. Mwah. I hope I was able to answer that with some clarity, and relate it back to the material as well. And I will see you next time. And please do post away, share your experiences. And we're building a community where the essence is creative orientation, and the magic of creating and celebrating that. So lovely to see you and have you here. Mwah. And we will see you next Monday.